Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle, and today I want to share with you my plans and resources for homeschooling in December. So if you're new here, I have an 8-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old daughter. We're currently homeschooling. So first I'm going to show you the schedule. We usually do, if you want to see what we usually use, I'll link up above for our curriculum and things like that. But for December, I want us to slow down and focus a little more intensely on some areas. So we're going to drop certain other things. So normally we use Torchlight curriculum. We really enjoy it, but we're going to be not using most of it for the month of December. That way I have room to fit these other things I want to do. Every day my kids will still do their core work. They will do their math and reading every single day. That won't change. We're kind of just getting rid of the extra stuff that Torchlight has. Every day we'll still have a certain rotation of electives, so to speak. So Monday we will do history. Tuesday is geography. Wednesday will be social justice. Thursday and Friday will be our science. So, and again, for history we use Curiosity Chronicles, so we will continue that. Even though we're putting Torchlight down, we'll still continue doing that, and that again is just reading a chapter, doing an activity. For geography, we use core knowledge. Again, I have a review of that if you want to see it. Social justice, we use a subscription box, and there's a different theme every month. And for science, we use core knowledge. And again, I have a review of that if you want to see. So those things will stay the same. What will change is that after lunch, instead of going into our Torchlight stuff, we will go into the different activities I have planned. So there are 3 main areas I want to cover during December, and those are, I want to study Hanukkah, and we do this every year. We are not a Jewish family, but I think it's very good to introduce our children to different beliefs and traditions and religions as well, and give them a more broader mind of what's out there, because I think it's very easy to get stuck in that, well, this is what I believe, so everybody else has to believe that. So again, this house, we are practicing Christians, specifically Lutherans, but we do talk about other ideas and traditions. So we're going to cover Hanukkah. We will, of course, cover our Christian Christmas, Advent, and towards the end of December, we will also be talking about Kwanzaa. What I plan on doing for Hanukkah. Now, again, my goal was to keep things simple. I don't want to overwhelm us in this already busy season, so it's not a lot of craft projects, not a lot of running around. It's just reading, sitting together, learning, that kind of stuff. So for Hanukkah, I do use a couple different resources. I would say my favorite is Mensch on a Bench. I found this at Target years ago. And it's kind of like the concept of elf on a shelf, but he doesn't do the crazy antics, at least not in our house. But it goes to the story of Hanukkah and of course the Maccabees, but it talks about how there was a rabbi there, and this is who it is there, and he does different things. And it goes, I think it illustrates well the story of Hanukkah in a short, child-appropriate way. And then what I really enjoy in the back is it tells you how to play dreidel, and it gives you different ideas for that, what every side means. It gives you the prayers for Hanukkah, because we actually do have, let me see if I can grab it here, a menorah that I also purchased for Target. And we do the prayers and everything, we talk about that. And if you didn't know, the IKEA candlestick holders fit perfectly in them. So we do that every night of Hanukkah, which by the time you guys see this, it will probably be the second night of Hanukkah, I believe. So it has the different prayers, because you say a certain prayer the first night, and the blessing of the candles, and to go with that, I also years ago bought different types of toys, because again, I want my children to be exposed to different types of traditions. So this is from KidCraft. This is a wooden Hanukkah set, and I think it's great to have toys out like this for my kids to just, you know, explore, because the menorah is definitely a harder thing for them to play with and not break it. So this is nice because, like you can see here, they're all removable, and you can take the flames out. So what we do is the kids will play like they're lighting the candle each night of Hanukkah, and it's really nice. that they can have that. And with that, different sets, I've gotten different things. For example, we have the dreidel game. I believe it came with the Hanukkah thing. It's been so long, the menorah, I don't remember. But it's a wooden dreidel. And what's nice is it comes with gold wooden pieces, because if you didn't know, my 5-year-old daughter has celiac disease, and gold coins often have gluten in them. The gold chocolate coins have gluten in them, so it's not an option when we play our dreidel game for us to use that. So it's really nice to use the wooden coins. And it's amazing that we haven't lost any over all these years. It also comes with a wooden pan and some latkes, some potato pancakes that you can make. And we do make these during the celebration of Hanukkah, one of the nights. And then if you didn't know, and that's all from KidCraft. KidCraft also makes different sets real quick. I'm going to show you. They have a Passover set. And again, it's all wooden, really good quality toys. So I take these out as well, even though it's not the season of Passover. It has breakable matzah. But when it is those seasons, I will get different things like this out. But I think KidCraft does a wonderful job of providing resources like that. And one thing my kids really love that we always get out is these wooden puzzles. And for example, they're all a different celebration. This one is Hanukkah, and all the pieces come out. What's nice is they have that little knob on top for the younger kids, so it's easier. It comes in this little case too. So we'll have this out. Again, like I said before, it has the different puzzles too. Passover, Sabbath, I believe, is in here. Different ones. And I'll show you the last one real quick. So it's really fun puzzles that we get out for different traditions to give them an idea. It's just something fun to play with too. So those are some of the different toys we get out, and the main resource was the mention the bench. And then I just really love to have a lot of books. Now whenever I see Hanukkah books in thrift stores or library book sales, I grab them real quick because I don't think they're displayed very well, at least that I've seen in our library. They're not really out a lot, but I'll show you a couple of the ones I have. Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins is by far my favorite Hanukkah book. So it's about a story about a man, Herschel, who goes to a village, and they say they can't celebrate Hanukkah because of the goblins in the synagogue. So Herschel goes up there and he says he'll stop the goblins. And each of the nights he has to light a candle, and a different goblin visits him. And the graphics are really nice too. And he has to be able to light the candle without the goblin stopping him. And it's just really beautifully done. And then on the last night he has to trick the king of the goblins, which I'll show you right there, and how he does that. But I really enjoy this book. It's my favorite book to read for Hanukkah. So I highly recommend this. And then some I've just picked up over the years. Hanukkah Bear. This one I got last year at our book sale, Hanukkah. Latkes and applesauce the night before Hanukkah. And Light the Lights. And what I like about this one is it talks about how one of her parents is Jewish, one of them is Christian, so they celebrate actually both holidays, and that's really nice. So those are just some of the resources we use for Hanukkah. And again, we're not doing a lot. We will light the menorah, do the prayers, play with our toys, read our stories, just immerse ourselves in the celebration. So the next one we will be doing is, like I said, we are Lutherans, so we will be doing Advent as well. And I have a couple different resources we'll do for that. The first one I'll put up here is a book called All Creation Waits. And it's just every day you read about a certain animal that gets ready for winter and how they get ready for winter. And I really like that idea because it doesn't necessarily have to be Christian at all. It can just be talking about animals during winter, which I think my kids will really like, because we're, again, not going to have a specific read aloud the entire month of December, so we're putting in other books for that. Next one is the resources I'm using for our Advent study is from our Spark House. I reviewed this with my husband on the Bible curriculum we use. Now, this is the Bible curriculum, Sunday school Bible curriculum, our church subscribes to, and because I am a Sunday school, I'm also have access to all the resources and everything. They have specific Advent studies and different things you can do during December. So one of the things we're going to do is Adventures in Advent. And what this does is, I'll show you guys real quick. Every day for the 4 weeks of Advent, you do a different thing. So for example, the first week of Advent, Monday, we're going to learn about a specific way they celebrate Advent in that country. So we're going to learn about the Philippines. Tuesday, we do a craft activity. We're going to make an Advent wreath. Wednesday is called Serve Together. So you find a way to either serve your community or friends. Thursday is Explore Together. So you do some kind of activity together as a family. And this one is we take a walk and talk about what it would have been like for Mary and Joseph to be walking on a donkey and Mary heavily pregnant, what that was like. And it's just 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And again, the second week of Advent, we'll do it again, except we'll be talking about Mexico. And again, I will pull other resources, not just this. There's some YouTube videos I found that talk about specific celebrations in that country and how they do it. We'll pull some books from the library, of course. But again, the activity for this one is you make crayon ornaments. The Serve Together is you bake some cookies, hand them out to neighbors. This Explored one is you make a Christmas camp out, which I thought would be really fun. So we will be doing that daily. Next is, with that Spark House curriculum, it also has trivia cards, which I thought would just be fun for the kids. It's different trivias. So who were the first people to visit Jesus when he was born? And it gives you the answer on the back. And then easy ones too. Mary rode to Bethlehem on what kind of animal? And gives you some information on the back. So I think some true and false. Christmas trees started as a Christmas tradition. And it gives you the information on the back. So I thought the kids would have fun just doing a quick trivia every day and just give them some more information. And then the other thing we will be doing is, with that curriculum as well, is it comes with Advent family prayers. So every week of Advent, you're specifically praying for a specific group of people, which I think is really nice. So I have all of those here and how we'll be praying together as a family. And I think that's just a really good idea because especially in, I think, the holiday season, kids can get wound up in toys and presents and the craziness of it. To remember others during this time, I think, is really important. The other thing we will be doing for Advent is this Advent calendar. Now this is provided by ELC World Hunger. This is a free resource. You can order it online. They'll ship it to you for free. Everything is free, and it actually came really quick. It came like 2 days after I shipped it. And on top of that, I also got this, which is also a free resource. They have a ton of free resources, actually, if you want to check that out, that they will send you. But what we'll do is every day you open a little box, and sometimes it's a hymn, sometimes it's a prayer. There's different things located within here. But when it's a hymn, I thought it'd be really nice to get out our hymnal and sing the songs and different things like that, or maybe just watch a YouTube video of someone doing that performance. I thought that would be really nice, but just another way to celebrate the Christmas season and to talk about different things. So that is what we're doing for our Advent Christmas Christian Lutheran study. So, like I said at the end, oh, I forgot to talk about this. This is also a free resource. I will not be using it with my kids this time around. I think they're a little young for it, but what I like is, again, Advent, so 4 weeks. It gives you a specific story every week, like a realistic story. And then it has some information and discussion questions. And again, this is a free resource, so I think it's really nice. I know we'll be handing this out as an option at church for families who want to partake, or just people in general. But I think that's an awesome resource. We will not be using it this year because, again, it's a little deeper than I think my kids were quite ready for. So the last thing we will be studying is Kwanzaa. Now, Kwanzaa is a celebration of African heritage and their different values, and I think it's very important to learn about different cultures. So this actually takes place starting the day after Christmas to January 1st, I believe. So what's nice about this is that's actually our week off of school. We take the week after Christmas off because that aligns with my husband's schedule. But we will be, just because we'll be probably tired from all of Christmas activities, we're gonna take it slow. Again, we will get books out from the library about Kwanzaa. I've got a whole list reserved. I will link the website below where I get a lot of my information. I think it's very important to pull resources from that group you're talking about. I think there's a lot of different lesson plans and different things that relate to Kwanzaa out there, but not necessarily maybe written from the perspective of that group. So I make sure I use those. But mainly what we're gonna do, much like we had our menorah, in the celebration they have a menorah, and it's similar, it has candles that you light. It's every day they talk about a specific principle. So I know the last one is faith, and they talk about that. So we will actually make one of those menorahs out of paper towel rolls. We have been saving them up, so it'll be our first craft, and they get to paint it and decorate it with tissue paper. There's a ton of Pinterest options out there if you're curious. But every day we will light the candle by putting a little piece of gold tissue paper on the top and talking about what principle they're studying that day or learning, and just have an open discussion about it. And I think that's the best way to introduce it, not to pile a bunch of crafts, activities, or worksheets, but just discuss it and embrace it and learn about it. And then the last day of Kwanzaa, they usually culminate the celebration with a big feast, which I think a lot of traditions do. So we'll be making a special meal together. We'll be making shrimp and grits, collard greens, cornbread, fried plantain dessert, and maybe candied yams, depending on how adventurous I feel. But I think it's very nice to expose ourselves to different cultures' food too, because especially where we live, we don't have a lot of cultural food options. So I thought it would be nice to end the celebration of Kwanzaa with this big feast of food and try new food and what that food represents to that culture. And one other resource I'm pulling for Kwanzaa is actually Sesame Street has a really good introduction to Kwanzaa, and it goes into a family's home and talks about how they celebrate Kwanzaa. I know there's even an Elmo dance where Elmo, with a guest, shows how they would dance for that. So just different resources like that I'm pulling. Again, my kids are younger, 8 and 5, so we're trying to keep it simple, but also be respectful of the resources we pull. So that is the main thing we will be doing for the month of December. If you have any resources, specifically Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, that you're aware of, please let me know below. I'm always looking for more options out there. But if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.